just for kicks now. I've been feeling
Welcome to Sharing with the Silver Valley, a local podcast endeavoring to support businesses, create awareness in our community, and sharing stories from the last century in the Silver Valley. Sit back, relax, and enjoy sharing with the Silver Valley.
feeling stuck. Giving to that
Sharing with the Silver Valley. No, that sounds like Robin Williams. How about, hello there, Silver Valley? That's a little breathy. I'm not really into that. How about, Gomer Pyle. How about just, hey there, boys and girls. This is Heidi Lee. Welcome to Sharing with the Silver Valley. How's that one, John Webb?
That works perfect.
Do you like it?
That is good.
Oh, great. I'm so happy. I just agonized over that for days. It was crazy. So this is the very first podcast of Sharing with the Silver Valley. And yes, there is another thing that is Sharing with the Silver Valley, which is the 50-50 raffle that we started back in April. So we thought we'd just keep the brand going and run with it. So this is a program that's going to include all people from all walks of life except politics in the Silver Valley.
Bummer.
No, none of the big P. That is not going to happen. So we just thought we'd throw it out there and, see if it sticks. And if people like it, we'll keep doing it. It's a great way to, recommend people's businesses, learn a little more history about the valley and each of the little, what are they? Capulets? What are they? Hamlets. Hamlets. The hamlets that make it up. So, wingman producer person, John Webb.
Yes, very excited to be here.
Yeah?
This is my first ever podcast.
Really?
But-
Because you're all over the news.
I know, but just the news, just TV news and radio. But this isn't your first podcast. You've done this before.
Oh, he's segued. Golf
There we go.
clap. Yeah, I had a radio show in Phoenix for 4 years. And that was all food and travel and cocktails and a lot of soup. So we'll be reintroducing some of that into this show too. So, yeah, it's fun. It's really fun. So you want to be the next Walter Cronkite? Is that what I'm getting?
True, yes.
Okay.
Walter Cronkite, he was the best, CBS Evening News. Yeah, that's my goal. Going to go to college after I graduate next year, where I'm going to get my bachelor's in broadcasting and digital media at U of I, and go on from there. Hopefully start out at a small market radio or a small market TV station where I can become an anchor instead of a reporter.
Okay.
And work my way up, and the goal is New York, just like every reporter.
Wow. Ew. I couldn't do it, but you're a little youngster, so
Yeah.
that's, hey, big dreams. That's cool. Congratulations.
Thank
Well, I
you.
think you do a good job. And you came to me because I saw you and I saw some advertising on your Channel 3 News, and I'm like, I want to get some of that advertising. And then we met, and I thought, I bet he could run a podcast for me because I don't like looking at the computer.
Yeah.
Make sure that you're watching your feed all the time because we don't have all the fancy dancy equipment. But hey, it works. So this is fun. So you excited?
Very.
Nervous?
No.
Good.
Yes.
So you're not sweating under the collar?
No.
You have an amazing wardrobe, by the way. Who
Thank
dresses
you.
you? What are you wearing today?
I'm wearing Old Navy. $5, Old Navy.
That's great. So I've lived here for like a year, but I grew up in Spokane, but I've been gone for 30 years. So I got on Facebook in 2007. At the urging of my ex-husband, I'm like, I really don't want to do this. I really don't want to do this. And then I did it. So gathered friends, from in my world. And so foodies and, things like that, and sommeliers and mixologists and things. And now I've gathered a whole bunch of new friends from around here in the Silver Valley. And I have never in my life seen more wild animals, dead or alive, in pictures in social media. I was like, wow, look.
Is Justice in the 1313 Club?
No, that's
On the
taxidermy.
walls?
That's a different thing. But I think one of our girls, our dishwasher's grandma, hit an elk from 850 yards. I'm like,
Wow. That's impressive.
It was a beast, yeah. Yeah, we didn't have a lot of wild animals like that in Phoenix.
No.
We had like really sad-looking coyotes
Lizards,
and
snakes.
rattlesnakes. Yeah, it was pretty nasty.
Gross.
My gardener was out in the yard one day, and he was cutting some really deep grass on the other side of the fence. And I'm in my office, which looks out there, and all of a sudden that dude just turned white and jumps back, grabs a shovel, and starts doing this. And this rattlesnake was probably 3 feet long.
Oh, my.
Yeah, and so they cut the tail off, and I have it in a teacup in my house.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I know,
Right
right?
there.
Yeah, I don't miss the critters of Phoenix at all.
I don't.
I really don't. Lots of big spiders and brown recluses and ginormous scorpions. And, If you go up north, you can hunt. but not down in the valley and in Tucson. It's just not. It's not amenable to those creatures. So, so speaking of local creatures, this is kind of a sad story because our Wallace's mascot Vester has been missing for quite some time. Mm-hmm. Has anybody hidden or hair of him? This is Dave Copelan, by the way. Sorry, director of the historic Wallace Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah, I talked to Vester's human, Mark.
Right.
And Mark believes that Vester was taken by a wild animal. So.
Oh.
But Mark is holding up pretty good.
Hopefully, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We had a nice discussion, and, what a sweet man, and what a sweet cat.
I know. I love Vester. Mm-hmm. Mark's place is right across from the 1313 Club. And he was out there all the time. And there's a Facebook page called Where's Gertie? It's the lost and found animals of Wallace. Mm-hmm. And people just, the first time I heard of this, I just bust a gut. And I'm like, seriously? This is so hilarious. And people just take pictures of animals throughout town that kind of wander, or they bring them into the coffee shop and they have, play date in the morning. But I carried Vester home once one snowy night at Christmas time because he was kind of going, this is pretty deep, Yeah. And, knocked on Mark's door, had yet to have met Mark. And I said, hello, and he goes, what? And I said, here's your cat. And he goes, oh, Merry Christmas. I said,
classic Mark. Yes.
I know.
I used to work at the Price Tag Antiques years before, and we'd had to put a sign on the door, don't let the cat in, because this cat he just loved the Price Tag. I mean, who didn't love the Price Tag?
You can play hide and seek in there as a cat. That would be phenomenal.
Yeah.
Well, Debbie at Something Perfect just loves cats because she can't have one. But she started feeding him a can of tuna every morning. So at 9 o'clock, he was waiting outside her door for her to let him in. She came over one day and says, do you have a can opener? I'm like, yeah, I probably have a can opener somewhere in the restaurant. So anyway, if he's gone, he's gone. Rest in peace, Vester. You were pretty dang cool. So our guests today are Dave Copelan, who is here right now with us.
Hi, everybody.
And we are sitting up at Lookout Pass. What is this room that we're in? Is this like a working room? Hi, what's your name?
My name's Gary Forrest.
Hi, Gary. I'm Heidi Lee. Is this like a work room?
This is the locker room for the snow sports
Oh, cool. Okay.
instructors. This is my new office. I was the interim snow sports director last year. I am now the technical assistant to the general manager,
Okay.
which stands for TAG, You're It.
Sounds like a resort.
Yeah.
So this is where we are, and Gary's got the best window out there. This is okay. So we're recording on the 22nd. Mm-hmm. I don't think John nor I know when we'll post this. Hopefully in the next couple of days.
Yeah.
I like the disco ball they got over here. That's really and the bowling alley they have here is amazing. Is it legal? Can you actually have slot machines in this building?
No.
Really? Well, then I guess we're gonna have to call the police.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shh, don't tell. Can you delete that
Sheriff
part?
Mike.
Uh-oh. But this is unbelievable weather for here.
Oh my goodness.
Last year when we got here, it was almost snowing. It was so cold and rainy and dismal. And we just went to Montana for 3 days. Oh my gosh. It's like every turn you take in the road, you go,
Yeah.
because it's just so stunning.
It is.
I love it here.
All the tamaracks are turning beautiful. Oh my goodness. And I was just telling you on the way up here, I got a notification on my phone, a flashback from a year ago on Saturday. We had snow in the mountains.
Yeah.
And we look here, we're here on Lookout Pass, the destination for snow in the inland northwest. It's dirt.
Don't jinx it, dude. Don't jinx it. So also the reason that we're up here is we're actually going to be meeting with Matt Saywer. He's another guest. He's the marketing director for Lookout Pass Ski and Recreation Area. So we will be back with our soup of the week and our guests and some more fun stories. Stay tuned.
From the Channel 3 newsroom at this hour, the Osborne Police Department is continuing their annual Shop with a Cop program. It's an event filled with shopping, movies, and gift wrapping.
So what we do is we take kindergarten through 6th grade. The idea isn't so much that we want to go out and buy a bunch of gifts for the kids and that type of thing. The experience we want them to have is the interaction with law enforcement. We take underprivileged kids that say have the family has some kind of economical restrictions or something along those lines, or some disabilities. those are our first choices.
Chief Broughton tells us that they try to include everyone if the funds are available.
You know, we'll collect as much donation as we can. That way we can assure or try to ensure that we are able to include all the kids.
Last year, because of the generous donations, they were able to take 72 children from the Silver Valley shopping, gift wrapping, to a pizza dinner, to the movies, and even a visit with Santa. Applications will be accepted from November 1st through the 30th, and the big day will be on December 16th.
I appreciate all the public support, the business support, the individual support that we've had in the past years with the program, and look forward to expanding the program and seeing what we can do again this year.
If you'd like to make a donation, just stop by the Osborne City Hall or the police department. We are tracking some very devastating news out of Rathdrum. Just after 1 p.m. on the 16th, the Idaho State Police responded to a fatal crash near Chase Road. Osborne resident and Wallace High alum Brady McPhail was traveling eastbound when his car went into the westbound lane. McPhail struck 55-year-old Lonnie Mann of Nebraska. Mann was transported to the Kootenai Medical Center in Coeur d'Alene with non-life-threatening injuries. McPhail was not wearing his seatbelt at the time of the crash, and unfortunately, he was pronounced deceased on scene. A vigil was held at the Wallace Junior Senior High School on October 18th, and quite a few people showed up to pay their respects. A row of people surrounded the entire front lawn. Friends and family remember his bright smile and his positive attitude. A Silverton man believes that a fire that broke out in his pickup truck was caused by an animal nest. Shoshone County Fire District No. 1 responded up Revenue Gulch on the 5th for a multi-vehicle fire. As crews were traveling, the fire spread from the pickup truck to a nearby camp trailer. Once crews arrived on scene, they died the flames down in order to enter the camp trailer. Thankfully, the fire did not spread inside the camper. However, heavy smoke damage was reported. The owner drove the vehicle into town that day, and he believes that the exhaust ignited the nest. For news, weather, and sport updates 24/7, like our Facebook page at Channel 3 News-Wallace, and subscribe to us on YouTube. Reporting in the Channel 3 studio, I'm John Webb.
Hey, welcome back to Sharing with the Silver Valley. I'm your host, Heidi Lee. John Webb is with me, wingman extraordinaire, and lots of other hats that we're going to have him wear. So we are going to do a little thing called Soup of the Week. And the Soup of the Week will be on the Facebook page and wherever else we decide to land with it. So it's fall. So what does that mean to you? Fall and a soup? Gourds. Gourds. Pumpkin
spice.
soup. So we will have a cream of pumpkin soup on the website with a picture and the recipe and everything. So we'll figure out a way to tell you where to go for that. But you can definitely go follow 1313 Club on Facebook, and that's where we're putting a lot of those notices to lead you to our new Sharing with the Silver Valley. Yeah! So the Soup of the Week this week is brought to you by Lookout Pass Ski and Recreation Area.
Thank you, Heidi.
Matt Saywer. How are you?
Very good.
Okay, I'm really loud, so you're just going to have to keep up with me, and I talk a lot, and I don't do any drugs. It's just my
One out of 3 of those might be accurate.
Oh, so what is your job here?
Director of Marketing and Sales for Lookout
Okay.
Pass.
And how long have you been in this position?
About a year and a half now.
Okay. So I know you've told me this before, but share it with all of our 12 listeners that we probably will have. Where did you come from?
Most recently from Massachusetts.
Okay.
Don't hold it against me.
I won't. I'm just curious as to how you got as about as far from Massachusetts as you could, unless you went all the way down to the southern tip of California.
This location is noted for its snow.
Okay.
Where else would you go skiing?
Sure. How about Massachusetts? What did you do there?
Same thing. I was working in the ski industry. Director of Marketing for a ski area there called Butternut. Ski
Butternut?
Yeah, Butternut
Oh, that's
Basin.
a cool name.
So kind of going right in line with your soup.
It's a gourd. And you love it?
Oh, yeah.
What's your
definitely.
favorite thing? Give me your favorite thing about doing what you do.
Oh, well, what I do, I think I live a job that many people will dream about. You know, I get to go out and play and have fun on the hill and sell this beautiful sport.
Yes, that's cool. And you ski, right?
No.
No.
Yes, I do. But I don't snowboard a bunch.
I wish I skied. It's just been so long, and
We're
I
gonna
have
change
just
that.
bad joints. Really? Mm-hmm. And that's
This
not
winter.
a drug either.
You might need some afterwards, but
Yeah.
Advil, Moprin.
Yeah. No, I'd love to, because my daughter's going to be up here this winter.
Right, and she did it with us last year. She learned to ski, which is awesome.
She's done it before, but I think she really picked up her pace last winter when she was here. So more than anybody else, she's going to poke me hard enough to get me up here on a set of sticks. So
we'll make it work.
We'll see how it goes.
We won't hurt you in the process.
So how was your Hiawatha this summer?
We had a record-breaking Hiawatha season.
And you had an anniversary too.
We did. We had our 20th anniversary.
Right.
And we rocked it. We were very happy with the turnout. The weather was really pretty good. Few issues with the forecast from the standpoint of smoke, and it was mostly that in people's backyard, less actuality here. But when you wake up in Spokane or Coeur d'Alene and you're engulfed in smoke, you think that it is taking the world over by storm.
Right.
And we were fortunate that we didn't have much in the way of fires really impact the area out here. So we're trying to get that message across.
Right.
We used the webcams here at Lookout Pass so people could
to
actually
show them
see
the picture
sky.
of the clear area.
Yeah.
So this is what it looks like here. We were a little less fortunate in Wallace, but not nearly as bad as it could have been.
You're down
so.
at the bottom of the valley, it kind of sinks in there, but we're another 5 miles actually for the trail start. It kicks over in Montana. So it was a great year. We were very happy.
I'll share this really quickly. I think I told you this. My dad was an engineer for the Milwaukee Road, and he's no longer with us. But my brother is quite convinced that he drove on the Hiawatha. So I don't know for sure. I'd love to be able to find out. But these are things I didn't know coming here. So I've been gone so long that I just even didn't remember that the Milwaukee came through here. I know it went down through Avery and St. Mary's because that would be my dad's trips. Like, where are you going, Dad? I'll be gone 2 weeks. I'm going to Avery and Plummer and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of a neat from a remembrance perspective for me.
Hometown girl comes home.
That's right, baby. So Dave Copelan, how was the summer in Wallace, Idaho? You did amazing things.
It was magnificent. We had all kinds of people from all over the world. And Wallace pretty much sells itself. People come off of that freeway and they look at it. They'll be passing by several times and they'll finally go in, and it's just such an unexpected gem in the state of Idaho. And that's what we get all the time from people saying, we didn't know this town was here. And then they come find one after another, secret discoveries. And like the 1313 Club, all these restaurants that we have here.
Yeah.
Our museums that we have, these hidden stories. They look at it and they'll say, well, it's just like a normal town. But they don't realize places under martial law twice. The whole town's on the National Register of Historic Places.
Right.
These people are so darn feisty. It's kind of a mining heritage, mining whole way of looking at life. So they're used to just taking care of things, being very independent, standing up for themselves.
Yeah.
And that's a story that's repeated over and over again, and you see it in the spirit of the people here.
Well, it's the little town that could. I mean, there were so many obstacles that came and does for this. The other what I wanted to ask you. Oh, before I forget, so I'm going to jump a little bit because I'm a little tangential girl.
Good.
The most recent story with a gentleman from Texas.
Oh, Walt Jordan.
Yes, Walt Jordan. I have Walt down, but I couldn't remember his last.
Walt Jordan sent us a letter, and it landed on my desk. And what a storyteller! I mean, they grow them down there in Texas. So yeah. So you'd ask. The best storytellers. You ask a Texan how he's doing, and he'll tell you at length for hours. And Walt just gave this beautiful story of how in 1962, him and his buddies, they're about the same age as John here, they decided they're going to leave Odessa, Texas, and go up to yes, and not a lot of relief in Odessa, kind of flat, and drive all the way to the World's Fair. Well, they were doing great till they got to Lookout Pass, and then they were jinxed and their engine blew up. They spent 2 weeks in Wallace, and townspeople took them in, helped them get an engine. The chamber back then helped them get an engine. And Walt is at the time now, he's 74, 75 years old. He said, I want to write my stories down and tell folks. And so he's told us that whole story, sent us a letter. We put the letter on Facebook and thanked him. And
it was covered by
KHQ.
Yeah, KHQ, right.
KHQ
okay.
saw it and came out, and reporter Patrick Erickson and producer Luke Thornburg came out, did a wonderful story, and it's gotten about 50,000 views right now. So that's the best kind of publicity you can get.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to see human interest stories.
Nice to see good news.
It is, and the ones that tug at your heartstrings, especially if you live here, especially if you were here at that time when those two young guys came through.
Well, you kept on asking me, what did you think when you saw this? Were you really shocked? And no, I wasn't. Because people in Wallace, people in the Silver Valley, still have that kind of front porch mentality. It's a real human place. They'll take care of each other. Yeah. And that's kind of what you're doing with this program that you have there at the restaurant about people sponsoring, and then they're sharing, and they're caring, and taking care of each other. Yeah. So you had 3 young men in the middle of the summer who thought they could do anything and faced incredible odds and actually did it. And that was a lesson that he said that he took to heart. It was, here we were young men faced with this struggle. If we had thought about it years later, we wouldn't have done it. It was really stupid. But they were able to overcome this, and it was a great way for initiation in life. Yeah. And something that he treasures. Yeah. He doesn't remember the World's Fair, but he remembers the 2 weeks in Wallace.
Have you ever been to a World's Fair?
No, I can't say I have.
No?
No.
Oh, you?
Yeah, I went to the Spokane World's Fair.
I was at the Spokane World's Fair.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
No, I know. My dad kicked himself because we got there, and there were 7 of us, and he got everybody a hamburger, and it's like, what? He's like, oh man, we should have had a Belgian waffle.
It was.
Yeah, that was actually a lot of fun, and that transformed downtown Spokane. But everybody from here knows that. So, that's a great story about. That was really cool, very heartening. Yeah. So when do you open? I know when the snow flies, but
that's really the answer. We based it all on natural snow here at Lookout Pass. There's no snow making here. We're blessed by Old Man Winter, and when he decides that winter is going to come in earnest, we'll be ready.
Does it make it hard for marketing? It's like, okay, we're going to ski tomorrow. Oh, no, wait. Maybe next Thursday.
Not really. We have a history that's, so strong, averaging 400 inches a year. Last year, 503 inches.
503?
Yeah, 42 feet if you do the math and round up a little bit. Most people have a hard time wrapping their heads around that, unless you live, locally.
Right.
So from our standpoint, we know it's eventually going to come, and we'll open as soon as the conditions will allow. We'll be aggressive on that end, and we'll provide a quality experience going forward.
Cool. And you guys have pretty good food.
Thank you.
Yeah, we went up to the lounge. We're only 21 and over, of course. But your chicken wings were awesome. And when we had them, I told Keith, I'm like, we're changing up the chicken wings, man, because ours are just too skinny. We got to go with the chicken wings because they really are very good. I liked them. And it was my birthday.
Good.
Yeah, so I hit about every bar in the Silver Valley pretty much, except all the way to
You wanted free drinks galore, didn't you?
I did well. My birthday is the day after Christmas, which as a child just completely sucked.
Yeah.
And so on that day, we left around 1 o'clock, and me and Keith and Sammy, and then we started here. And then we went to what's the burger? The Outlaw?
Yeah, the Outlaw Bar.
And we went to the Snake Pit. And then we went to Metals, and then we went to the Blackboard, and then I don't know where. I think I just went home. I think
no, there's probably 5 or 6 other ones in there. You just don't remember.
There could be, but there's pictures. And some of them weren't posted.
Did you have hamburgers at all these places?
Probably. You're listening to Sharing with the Silver Valley.
That's what you call it in a shot glass.
This is Heidi Lee with John Webb. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Looking at the Channel 3 Weather Command forecast, rain is in the 7-day and temperatures will drop to the low to mid-50s. Tonight we'll see an 80% chance of showers under mostly cloudy skies, an overnight low of 41 degrees. Tomorrow we're heading into mostly sunny skies, the high near 51. Expect southwest winds around 5 miles per hour becoming calm in the morning. Then looking ahead, we'll see temperatures in the low to high 40s with a possible chance of snow showers by Tuesday night. For continuous weather updates, like the Channel 3 News Facebook page and subscribe to us on YouTube. Reporting in the Weather Command Center, I'm John Webb.
Hey, welcome back. This is Heidi Lee. How you doing there, John?
Very well.
Nice job on the news and weather and the breaks and segments.
Yes, very fun. You need the news and weather around here.
Did you practice that voice, or was it just a natural thing? I mean, there's a timing in anchor and reporting.
Yeah. Well, I want you to go back and look at our first YouTube video, and then you'll find out for yourself.
Oh, it's a teaser.
Yes, there we go.
That's a major word for you in news broadcasting.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So we'll be back with the, results in about an hour and a half. What are you doing to me?
Yeah, come on.
Stay tuned.
Okay, so we've got a little segment that I'm bringing over from my former radio show because I love alliteration. So this is called the weekly Wet Your Whistle. And we will reach out to different bars and restaurants in the Silver Valley and have them give us, their favorite soup and their favorite cocktail.
I'm in.
So,
just tell me where I got to be.
You do? Okay. You can do the soup for me. So I'm going to throw this out. She doesn't even know I'm doing this, and I don't even know if she'll hear it. But Jocelyn at the Silver Corner Bar in Wallace, that girl, mixologist is her middle name. She does her own shrubs. I mean, she used sweet, savory herbs, everything in her cocktails. And every time Keith goes in, he just looks at her and says, "Surprise me." And he's never had a bad drink in there.
Wow.
So I know she's probably made this before, but I'm just gonna, I know she will. So it's just like, so this is sponsored by the Silver Corner Bar. It's a caramel apple martini, right?
Oh my goodness.
So you rim your martini glass with caramel. So you got to dip it in a little sugar and then dip it in your caramel. Or you can like drizzle it on the side. And then you combine apple cider caramel vodka and butterscotch schnapps in a shaker, and then pour it over the top, and then just float an apple in it.
That's exactly what they drink in the mines.
Oh, no.
Can't you see them go through that?
Yeah.
But can you imagine?
Exactly.
It's like, can you hold your candle over here, Jerry?
Yeah, that's exactly
I
it.
really need a caramel apple martini. My wife's
Well,
been
people
on
think-
my back.
Yeah, they think beer and whiskey and stuff. No, it's actually caramel apple martini.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Caramel apple martini. All right, would you like to question a few people here?
Well, I want to ask you a question.
Oh, God.
Tell me caramel one more time. Just say it.
Caramel.
Caramel. How do you say it?
Caramel, same as.
Caramel.
There we go. Okay,
It's
well,
C-A-R-A. Caramel.
I think it's a regional thing.
What?
Yeah.
You know, when I lived in
How do they
Texas,
say it in Texas?
Yeah.
well, when I lived in Texas, so my name is Heidi Lee, and everybody go, "Oh, that's cute, Heidi Lee what?" And I'm like, "No, that's the whole name."
But it's Carmel, California, right? It's not
Carmel, yeah.
It's not caramel.
Right,
California.
but that's
I rest my
C-A-R-M-E.
case.
Well. Okay, you want to ask some other questions?
Yes, I want to get an update on this Lookout expansion. I'm a big skier up here myself, so I just kind of see.
Super.
Where are you guys at?
Okay, well, we put in through the Forest Service. We had all the permits that we thought we needed last year, and they asked us to re-engineer the road this summer. So we got the re-engineering done in late May, submitted it to them, and we sat. The owner gave him a call when he was here in August, asking for an immediate update. And it took them a little while, so the immediate wasn't exactly perfect. But they did come back. They updated and finally approved that expansion. And that was done about 2.5 weeks ago from, I'd say, let's just say the early part of October. And now we're in the process of either trying to make a decision whether we can get somebody to actually cut the trails and start to push that phase, or whether it has to be pushed off until next year, which is probably more likely what has to happen. First thing they have to do is cut the road so you can get the infrastructure up there, and then the guy can sit there and start to bring the logs down the hill as they cut the trail.
What do they do with the logs?
They actually sell it off.
Oh, they sold?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, they sell the logs. And that's the Forest Service. It's their property from that standpoint. So the log revenue is the Forest Service. revenue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And
it's not a private operation.
is there like a ski mountain architect?
There's many out there, but
Okay.
Phil can take a lot of pride in having walked all these trails personally many times. This is not the first go round with
Who's
the Forest
Phil?
Service. Phil is the owner of the ski area,
Okay.
or him in a partnership, and he actually mapped out each one of the trails personally on many different
Cool.
trips up and down the mountain. Yep.
Huh.
Wow.
So how many runs are we looking at?
14 total. Only one of them has been cut, which is Tamarack, which did open last year, and it's a great trail. It's ideal for those that are just graduating beyond beginner and they're looking to ski off the top of the mountain for their first or second day. Yeah.
There we go. We got Heidi. We got
It's
Heidi.
really wide. It's very gentle. It brings you down to the bottom of Chair 2. It's one of my favorite places if you have an hour and a half or 2 hours to spend taking a person, really giving them a chance to experience skiing.
And you can do that too, right? You guys have teachers that'll
Yes, we
take
do.
people up and hold their hand and take them down the mountain. So, like, but Clay.
Yours most specifically, yeah.
Yeah. Clay only does boards, right?
Clay does snowboarding, but I think Clay also does a little bit of skiing, but that wouldn't be his forte per se.
Okay.
Certainly if you wanted Clay to take you out and teach you how to ski, I think he'd be very happy with
Well,
it.
the
At that
last
level,
time
he'd
I
be
talked to him,
comfortable.
he was such a gentle coach. He's like, you can do this. I'll make sure you can do this. You won't be hurt. Because I'd love to be able to do it. I mean, look where we live.
Yeah.
And I don't ski. It's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
You don't ski yet.
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 That's it.
That's
That's
the
it.
key
That's
term.
the word. I don't ski yet.
Yet.
So how many total will you have once you get the entire expansion finished?
Catch me off guard on that one, but I'd say,
Oh, sorry.
I just off the top of my head, I don't know. There'd be 14 new trails
Okay.
in the 35 that we currently have.
Okay. Cool. Well, it's a beautiful mountain.
Thank you. Yeah.
And, sitting up here expecting snow and turning around and seeing these beautiful trees is just
the tamaracks are on fire right now. This is awesome.
I don't think I've ever, because I don't remember color when we got here last year. Because it was the middle of October and it was already rainy and cold and kind of, and I think we were just so overwhelmed with everything that, that we were doing.
Yeah.
Well, there wasn't much of a transition. Winter came quick last year.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm jumping up and down. Oh, it's snowing, and all these old people are like, "You're gonna hate it in a month." I'm like, "Oh, geez." And I didn't hate it in a month. In about 4 months, I was kind of tired of it. But
After Christmas.
Well, we went to Mexico for a week at the end of February. And that's when that big dump came through, that first week of March. And we're looking at these pictures and we're like, yo, Dean, can you, can you check our restaurant for us, please?
Yeah.
So if there are people out there that want to be on the program, I'm sending out requests and, highlighting different businesses, new businesses, old businesses, and just focusing on everyone in the Silver Valley.
Yes.
And hopefully we can get it out there and share it with a greater audience so that people understand what we have to offer here. So,
great.
Dave, I know there are a ton of activities coming up, and I didn't list them all. Can you give me some that are coming that you know of?
Yeah, we have our cross-dressing dance party fundraiser auction.
Right.
Yeah, you'll see some big burly dudes dressed up as Bavarian barmaids.
You guys approached Keith to do that, and he was just like,
What?
He's kind of shy. I know.
What?
Yeah. Well, we didn't have him shave his legs, so I think that was the thing. I think he wanted to shave his legs.
But yeah, wearing shorts all summer.
Yeah, so
He's still wearing them.
But this is our major fundraiser, how we keep the doors open at the visitor center. And that visitor center, a lot of people don't realize it. It's what we do ourselves. It's a lot of things that you do in Wallace. We don't get any state or federal aid to run that, and that or intrusion for that matter. We get 800 vehicles a day during the peak season, so it's a terrific ambassador for the whole Silver Valley, for the state of Idaho, for the Overland Northwest, because we're having that kind of traffic going across the freeway. So it's really important for folks to help us raise those funds and keep that visitor center open. It's a tremendous asset.
And I think that a lot of people come there simply for your dry wit and your excellent coffee.
What are you drinking?
One of those caramel martinis.
Yeah, it really was a
I'm actually going to get a drink of water because I'm getting kind of parched.
Parched, huh?
She says
There's
it's
another
drink
Texas.
water. Yeah.
Texas.
Did you smell that,
I
Dave?
thought you said
Everybody needs a
if you're
Yeti.
from Texas, you're supposed to be fixing.
No, I'm
to
not
go over
from
yonder
Texas.
To get a
No, I
drink.
lived in Texas for
Same
2
thing.
years, and Sammy was born there, so she's officially a Texican.
Oh,
Yeah.
I miss Texas so much.
What?
Man, the hill country.
Oh, well, that's not Dallas. We lived in Dallas. Dallas was.
Yeah, kind of like Fort Worth over to Dallas.
Yeah, but Fort Worth had a little more. They kept themselves a little country.
Little
You know,
pizzazz.
Dallas was a little rock and roll. Yeah.
You should have you ever been to the Flying Saucer in Fort Worth?
I don't remember. It was probably my birthday.
Well, they have all these fantastic beers at the Flying Saucer. It's a beer. They have beer bars and they have bars. Flying Saucer, amazing beer. They had this. In fact, you can get similar kind of beer in Wallace.
Do you drink beer?
They had this kind of beer from the Netherlands. You drink it and you feel fine, and then you get off your bar stool and you're horizontal.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's not.
No, did you guys see that helium beer they had on Facebook? Yeah.
Can you actually have helium in a liquid?
Somewhere in Ireland. Somewhere in Ireland.
Imagine when you have a burp.
Yeah.
Well, I love those balloons. You just hit a helium balloon. That's that's entertainment for hours.
What would it sound like?
Oh no, I don't know if I.
Yeah.
See you back. I do a lot of different accents, just kind of up and down and back and forth.
Yeah.
And so we borrowed this from Mallory. Mallory Phillips.
Right on.
And Nathan, because, so I get a little bit of flagrant self-promotion. So up above the 1313 Club is our loft. That's where Keith and I reside. And we are now calling it the Loft on Bank. And we're going to try to do every Sunday evening, we'll do a demonstration tasting dinner, but it's available to reserve for events. So, 50th birthday parties, I just got married, I just got divorced, whatever you want it for. So you can reach out to us at the 1313 Club or
All three.
208-752-9391. Yeah, you can have one come in and one come out. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Repeat customers.
You guys are getting ready.
We are. We're getting ready to open.
Cool.
Yep.
It's very exciting. So
Sand and
how
snow.
many inches of snow do you need to open the door?
We look for about 2 feet.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Okay.
One of the things we have done to make that more likely and maybe only require 18 inches is we've mowed the whole front of the mountain so that, the bushes that typically grow up, and there's many very
sure.
nice huckleberry bushes up there on the hill. We brought them all down to a lower height. So the whole mountain's been pretty much bushwhacked and ready to go. So it makes it easier.
Nice.
Bushwhacked.
Very
Texas term.
nice. Okay, thank you very much. I
Thank you.
appreciate your time. This has been a lot of fun. So we wanted to end by saying that 50-50 raffle. So the Sharing with the Silver Valley, which is the other side of this coin, the Wallace Christmas Fund is our recipient this year. And I don't know if I have everybody, but I'll shout out who I can. You can purchase, an individual or business can purchase a napkin ad. And you purchased 2, Matt. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For $5 a month, and that money goes directly into the pot for the beneficiary that month.
Right.
So we have Matt Saywer, John Webb with Channel 3 News, The Quilting Nook, Timbers Tasty Streets, Sierra Silvermine, The Oasis Bordello, H2H Bison, Something Perfect, and I know I've missed a couple more, but anyway, we'll get to you next time.
Yes.
So any passing things that you'd like to say before we go? Goodbye, hello, sing a song.
An accent, Mr. Copeland?
No, I don't do accents. My French accent's pretty horrible too. So, yeah.
I've heard that one
I
before.
always have to practice. It's like I have to do it under my breath. You have to wait and get your Hispanic accent, your French accent, your Indian with, dot, not a feather.
If you had brought the champagne, whatever you call those things,
Oh, the caramel apple martini.
then maybe we could do some accents and maybe some
That could be a nice.
karaoke.
That could be a nice one if we get slow with this. We
Yeah.
can sit there and do it again.
Yeah.
Well, we usually do
While
that, but
imbibing.
since it's the first show, I didn't have time to make the soup and bring it up, but generally we do. So I'll have you guys on again so that you can have the whole experiential thing.
Yeah.
Tasting the soup, man. This is good.
You have to have a special word that you say, and then you have to have a particular.
Well,
Yes.
Yay.
Yeah. Every time you say
Let's
"look
start
out
over.
past,"
I'll run
You got it.
yeah. One thing I didn't want to say about Look Out Pass, they have some of the most reasonable ticket prices
Oh,
in
Yes.
the region.
Oh,
People just can't believe it. My little brother lives in Sun Valley. His pass is $1,500 a year.
oh.
Yeah. So what are yours? Go ahead and price everybody so everybody knows.
Well, right now by October 31st, the adult pass is $239. College kids can get one for $99.
Yeah, Sammy.
Youth can get one for $179.
What's a youth?
7 to 17.
Oh, that's not in a martini. That's a rum.
Plus, they have that free ski school.
Yes.
Oh yes, yeah. The girls came and did that last year. They loved it.
Oh.
It was great.
Well, what
was-
your daughter and her friend did last year was a first timers learn to ski package, which is $99, and it's designed for people that have never skied before, and that was ideal for them. And what Dave is referencing is we actually have been offering a free ski school here for like 70 some years, 77 years, I think. And what it does is it provides people that have ideally designed for the Silver Valley, but it's branched out farther than that, to give their kids ages up to 17 the opportunity, and I think it's ages 7 to 17, the opportunity to learn how to ski. And that's what it's really for. And it gives them free lessons and the access to the hill while they're in their lesson.
Well, that's a great program because it comes back to you. Absolutely.
Yeah, I took it myself. It was
And
a
you're
great
here.
I'm here. Yes,
and
I'm
you're still doing
excited
it.
to start. This coming season. So yeah, it was a great program.
Good.
Cool. All right. Everybody good? Thank you so much, John Webb.
All right.
Was that fun?
That was a lot of fun. I'm
Okay.
excited for our next one.
We'll be back in about a week. I'm not really quite sure exactly when
Yeah.
it's going to be, but it'll be fun and it'll be great. So everybody take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. Sharing with the Silver Valley. This is Heidi Lee. Peace out.